Now, the president from Madagascar has actually shocked the world. Okay, this man here, look, since he took power as the president, since they actually sworn him in, or they actually dedicated him as the leader and the defender of the state of what, Madagascar, France and other Western countries, they actually started was not panicking because they feel like no, the access that we actually used to have to the natural resources in Madagascar, now these people are actually going to seize it now since they have a military government. Okay, and guess what? This particular president here from Madagascar has actually shocked the world and including the Western countries. Guess what? Guess what this man has actually done? Okay, recently they interviewed him and he said something about France, the United States of America, and other Western countries. And now, before I actually go deeper into this, please make sure that again to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Please be reminded that in this particular community here, we are all about discussing important issues about Africa. Okay, African was independence and sovereignty. So make sure that's again to join us if you happen to be a patriotic West African. Okay, by subscribing, turn on the notification bell. Okay, now fast forward, when this man was actually interviewed, he says something which are words of what wisdom. I actually want you to listen to him.
Je suis panafricaine, panafricaniste. Oui, c'est sûr, parce que moi, je suis fier d'être africain. C'est normal. Mais ce n'est pas une raison que la France s'inquiète de notre position, parce qu'on a déjà prôné, on a déjà dit haut et fort qu'on est ouvert à tout le monde. Hein? On est ouvert à tout le monde. On peut travailler avec les Américains, les Français, les Russes, les Africains surtout, parce que moi, je suis africain.
Madagascar is one of the colonies for France. Okay, and guys, you're going to better understand the reason why I said this man here happened to be one of the best, African leaders or leaders in the world. Okay, now he said that no reason for France to worry about our position. Okay, we can work with the Americans, the French, the Russians, and Africans because I am an African. Okay, now it is very simple here. Understand the fact that look, since Burkina Faso and then other Sahel states they actually seized power and they actually started with managing their affairs, you can actually see that they are actually facing a lot of crisis in the states when it's actually comes to terrorism and our other staffs fighting or attacking the countries individually. Okay, now this president here has actually emphasized the fact that he's actually willing enough, his state is willing enough to make sure that he cooperates even with some Western countries that we actually know that look, or some people think they are enemies of Africa or enemies of Africa. Okay, when it's come to slavery, colonialism, neo-colonialism, and other stuffs against the sovereignty of Africa. The president is actually saying that no reason for France to worry about our position. Okay, what is our position here? To seize power and make sure that we use the power in the interest of the people to prosper lives.
Tout le monde. Donc, dès que le partenariat est gagnant et peut profiter au peuple malgache, nous, on est toujours prêts. On n'est pas ici pour choisir de ne pas travailler avec un autre pays, mais on est là pour s'ouvrir à tout le monde, parce que Madagascar ne peut pas s'en sortir sans les coopérations, sans les entrées des investisseurs étrangers.
So the fact is that life, in this particular life, you cannot actually succeed without cooperating with your neighbors in the same field with you. Okay, now the president is actually saying that Madagascar cannot succeed without cooperation. So one of the best ways for you to actually get to succeed as a country or as an individual in this life is to cooperate with others that you think that they have similar qualities or better with qualities than you in the same field or in a field that's actually practicing towards your dreams. Okay, now the president has actually made it clear. He said in a quote, Madagascar cannot win or cannot succeed without cooperation. And the fact is that one of the keys, okay, one of the best methods here that is actually was using here is to make sure that he collaborates with everyone here, no matter who you are. Okay, if you actually happen to be a former colonial master for Madagascar, he's actually going to make sure that he open doors for you to cooperate with you. Okay, and now better understand him. The reasons why this man is actually doing is that like he has actually learned from the experience of the Sahel state, okay, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Okay, since they actually seize power, you can actually see that these people, though they have not actually been cooperating with their colonial masters or the Western countries. So this to that now, practically, it has actually been confirmed that France is actually behind every single terrorism, activity that's actually happening in the Sahel state. Okay, so in order for you you as a Madagascar to not go through the same experience, what should you do? Then I have to make sure that I accept the fact to cooperate with the colonial masters, so that in case if they are even having a thought like this, to make sure that they bring the same Sahel states was experience in terms of terrorism to my country, they will actually pause it, okay, because they're actually going to get 50%, okay, from any cooperation that we're actually going to want to have, okay. So they're actually going to do this. So the win-win, the 50-50 was a win-win cooperation agenda. This is the condition that he's actually wasn't giving out. Now it is not a situation whereby the colonial masters are actually going to dictate terms and conditions to Madagascar anymore, but it is a 50-50. If only you want to cooperate with us, it is a 50-50 cooperation deal that we are actually going to have with you. Whether you happen to be an American, a French, you happen to be an African, or a Russian, no matter who you are. But remember, the condition is that 50-50 when we are going to get 50% from any result that we're actually going to get from the cooperation, okay, and we are also going to get 50%, okay. This is what he's actually was saying, okay. So in advance, that this man here has actually fought the battle that was actually going, that his country will be facing in the future from the Western countries. Now, it has actually been recently was confirmed that by some Russians, that Ukraine is actually also behind the terrorism that is actually what's going on in West Africa, most especially Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Okay, they say that they have actually been arming some terrorists in the Sahel state. You understand me? So if you accept to cooperate with them, to cooperate with your enemy, where he is actually going to get 50% of every single result from your cooperation, I think he's actually going to consider it and just withdraw such a thought in case if they actually have it. So this is what the president for Madagascar has actually was said. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Is this an act of cowardice? Is this an act of, I don't know how to put it, but what do you actually think about this approach from the president of Madagascar? Let us know your thoughts at comment section. Please don't forget to actually subscribe and turn on the notification bell.